First of all, I want to say good morning to all of the viewers out there this morning. I have an honor and a privilege to be here in the Florida community in Windermere interviewing Mr. Battla about his commitment and the new foundation he has began that is committed 100%, named in honor of his mother, to the empowerment of young people throughout the world, here in America and across the globe, in the pursuit of empowerment through the gateways of education, because it is his firm belief and commitment that in the pursuit of human excellence, education is absolutely essential, and it is the only key. So I want to say, first of all, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming here.
Thank you for the honor and the
your
privilege.
Time.
Tell me a little bit about why did you create this foundation, and what is the background behind the name Halima?
I was born in the late 30s and went to school in the 40s and 50s in Pakistan after the partition was done. Came to Pakistan in 1948.
Yes, sir.
And I'm from a business community, and they've been in business for the last 500-600 years. And so to them, education meant as long as you can read and write and add and subtract, but you needed to be in business, you need to handle the money, and you need to buy what you need to write it down, what you bought and what you sold. You got to keep record of those things.
Yes, sir.
So when you went to 3rd or 4th grade, read and write and add and subtract, that's all the education you needed to go into the business. And that was the norm and the custom. But somehow my mother, who was not educated, got married when she was 16 years old and had 9 children. By the time I came in, I would say I have 2 brothers, older brother and 2 older sisters. So I'm somewhere in the middle.
Wow.
But to her, education was the most important thing. We were very poor, didn't have enough money. Sometime we didn't even have money for food, because I remember that when my father used to get upset with my mother because she didn't have the food. But she paid that money for my education.
So your mother would take the money for the food to spend it on your education. Wow.
And she got into trouble for that. Abusing women in the 40s and 50s was not unusual.
Wow. Wait a minute.
So she took all the abuse so I could go to school.
So your mother took the money that was for the food to invest in your education,
in my education,
knowing that she would be abused for the misuse in his view of the money.
But she thought that education was more important than feeding.
Wow.
Now that's where I stand. I have 9 brothers and sisters. I'm the only one went to school, and I'm the most successful in the family. And so is my wife. She had 9 brothers and sisters. She's the only one educated who became a doctor, and she's the most successful financially speaking in her family. So I sat down one day, what makes me and my wife different from other 18 brothers and sisters that we have? The only thing came to my mind is the education. Wow. She and I have education, and none of my brothers. My brother is very successful. My older brother was a multi-millionaire in Pakistan. Didn't even finish high school. So making money has nothing to do with education. Making a living has to do with education.
Can you repeat that for the viewers? Making money has nothing to do with education, but making a living.
Mr. Bill Gates is the richest man in the world. He got thrown out of Harvard. This guy was named Mr. Dell.
Yes.
His father gave him a warning. If he didn't do good in his school, he's going to have to leave. He was selling computers, repairing computers, didn't even finish college. So making money has nothing to do with becoming a millionaire and making a lot of money. Making a living is it. You got to have education to be able to, that's what I'm saying. In the 50s, their idea was you have to have enough education so you can make a living. You're not trying to get rich.
Wow.
They're trying to support a family.
So the reason you named this foundation in honor of your mother is because in her younger years, she understood the importance of education and accepted the abuse that came as a result of not putting the food on the table.
That we need to educate young people. Pakistan is a backward country, and America is the same thing. A lot of people don't get education. I used to go to downtown. We have classes for kids up there. A kid in ninth grade He was in high school, in 9th grade, and I was asking him to read a passage. And in 9th grade, active student, he could not pronounce the word Pope. And this is in Orlando, Florida, downtown.
Yes.
Not talking in America, in Pakistan. I'm talking
Right
here in
America.
Orlando, Florida.
Illiteracy is a big
A
issue.
9th grade student reading a paragraph, there was a history lesson, and he could not pronounce the word Pope.
SubhanAllah. So now, this particular foundation is dedicated specifically to education. When you envision the educational commitment that you're making, what is it that you are actually investing in? Because you are, for many people, you are a reflection of God's blessing and the fulfillment of the American dream. Tell us a little bit about, before we get even to the view of the foundation, tell us a little bit about your success, your story. After your mother gave you a clear understanding of the importance of education, how did a man like you coming from the gates of Pakistan become successful that now with your success, you're willing to invest your money and you've created a trust that is dedicated exclusively for the investment in education and the empowerment of this generation and unborn generations to come?
Okay, again, let's go back to when I came to America in 1960. And in Pakistan it was okay. My mother took care of when I was in high school. By the time I got to college, my brother and 2 brothers have quit and gone into business. So we were doing well enough. So I didn't have any problem in college. Finished up BSc in Pakistan, Karachi, came to Orlando, came to America in 1960, went to Columbia University for a year. Very expensive, but because of these all foreign exchange, they could not send me the money. So I left Columbia University after 1 year. Went to University of Texas in El Paso.
Okay.
And that's where we ran into a lot of financial trouble again, because I didn't have any money, no source, no money coming from Pakistan. And I would like to tell you one story again, how God's work and why I'm helping people. The fact that I started a charitable organization and what my experience has been people helping other people. Way back in 1962, and it happened the same year, my wife and I went through this process. Her father is a farmer.
Okay. This is Dr. Hamida.
Dr. Hamida. My wife was Hamida Battla's father was, his name is Sher Ahmed. And so he was a farmer. In 1962, we had a bad crop and he didn't have any money. And she was in second year medical school.
Okay.
Even though school was very low. Right now, you can send a kid to Dow Medical College in Karachi for $60 a month.
Wow.
So in those days, you can see how much it would be 1960, 50 years ago, would be much cheaper. But he didn't have even $5, $10, whatever he needed to pay her fees, didn't have it. And here in America, I'm left the Columbia University because I didn't have the money to pay there, because they were, in those days, even that day, it was very expensive, $1,500 a year. For semester fees for Columbia University, plus the expenses and all that. So I went to El Paso, Texas, which is a lot cheaper. $1,500 a year, semester to $238 a year.
Big difference.
And I didn't even have $238 to pay the fee. Now I'm in second year, I'm in third year, graduated in 63 to 62 would be I was in third year.
Yes, sir.
In third year of college, I didn't have any money. So I'm here struggling what to do, how to find that money. I'm working hard and all that. Didn't even have money another thing that I just read the other day. This guy, Mr. Banjoy, has opened an organization in New Jersey where he's feeding students in college. That's his purpose. He has opened up a kitchen in New Jersey where people can afford to pay. They come in there, they pay whatever they can, and he's making sure these students are getting food. Now, I remember in the 60s, when I was in El Paso, Texas, I didn't have any money to eat.
Wow.
And I would go to the school cafeteria and try to sneak some food. And this guy would catch me and throw me out of the line.
You've come a long way.
And I didn't have any money to eat. I'm in school to college. I'm 23 years old. But I'm sneaking in the line to get so I can get food. And sometime I got caught, of course, because they had to sometimes they check the food, they check the receipt, whatever they were doing. I don't remember, it was a long time ago. But I got caught several times. And he threw me out of the cafeteria right in front of everybody. But I had to bear that. But you're hungry, then you are hungry.
Absolutely.
So what happened in there, she's having a problem paying her fee. I'm having a problem paying my fees in America. So my mother is the one who stepped in and paid her fees.
Wow. Your mother stepped in.
She stepped in and paid her fees. Now from then on, Hamida Battla, my wife, is dedicated her for the last 15 years of her doctor when she was working at the VA hospital.
Yes.
As a doctor, 100% of her salary she donated to charitable causes. I don't mean 90% or 99%, I mean 100% of doctor, as a doctor. Give it to charities.
Wow.
So that's what she's been doing. And I don't interfere with her. And on the same time, now she got money in Pakistan from my mother. They couldn't send me the money to America. There's a guy in New York, White Plain, New York, Mr. John Rose, I still remember his name.
Mr. John Rose.
And a Jewish gentleman. He wasn't even a Muslim. Because there were not too many Muslims in those days. John Rose, he sent me the money to pay the $238 for the fees of 2062.
So in that year when you were facing, once again, the challenge of paying your tuition, a Jewish man in America, Mr. John Rose, came to your aid and paid your tuition.
Yes.
Did you know Mr. John Rose?
I have met him through when I was in New York working as a summer job. There used to be an organization, they send you to school, to people's houses for weekends to introduce you to the American families. It was very common in the 60s. You went to visit people, American families for dinner.
Yes, sir.
So I went to his house a couple of times, and I was working part-time, full-time in the summer. And I went to visit him a couple of times. They sent me through the church. You go to church and then you go out for dinner. That was a big deal. That was a treat when you go to somebody's house to eat on Sunday afternoon. I didn't mind going to the church. I would still go to the church if I get a free food.
Especially as a student. Absolutely.
Especially when I was a student.
Yes.
I didn't have enough to eat anyway. So they would send to these people. So Mr. Rose was my my host family in New York. And I was staying.
So you remembered him and the impact he had upon you?
Yes. So I went to his house a couple of times, so he knew me. So when I needed some money, I couldn't find any other way to come up there. So I wrote to Mr. Rose.
So you wrote to this gentleman?
To Mr. Rose, if you remember me, I came out to your house for dinner a couple of times, and I desperately need to pay my fees. Could you please give me $238 so I can pay my fees?
And he responded?
And he not only responded, he sent me a check.
No condition?
No condition.
No strings attached?
No strings attached.
From the bottom of his heart?
Just because he was a good man, and I needed the money, and he sent me $238, and I paid the fees. That's how I passed it 1963, 1962. Then summer I went back to New York and make enough money to pay for the 63 fee. I didn't need any help in 1960.
So your commitment right now with your success, because I remember, first of all, I have to give a testimony that I know Dr. Hamida Battla very well for almost 25, 30 years. And as this family has invested in education, I remember when I came to this city, they helped to establish not only my salary, I remember his wife collected for me over $40,000, and they sponsored an after-school program here in Orlando, Florida, particularly in the ghettos of America, to help specifically black young children that were failing in school. I remember them hiring 3 tutors for an after-school program that I ran myself. So I'm a direct beneficiary and a direct witness to the greatness of the work that this family has done, and they have done so many other things across America to empower and to assist in the growth and the development of those who strive for human excellence. So what I'm hearing from you is, with your success, you have had, by the grace of God, you've been very successful in building businesses and experiencing the greatness that God has bestowed upon you. You are now refocusing your life as you come to your final stage of your contribution to humanity, that you are now dedicating your resources and partnering with others that believe in your vision to invest in education. So tell me, for example, your mission is to empower.
Yes, sir.
Give me an example. For example, you're from Pakistan originally,
Yes,
right?
sir.
And one of the things I believe that in America, there's a very large, successful Pakistani community that America has benefited tremendously off. Many of the doctors, the engineers,
a lot of professionals have come to America.
They've come to America,
Yes, sir.
and they've benefited, but they've also made significant contributions. So now, as a Pakistani Muslim American, one of the things I know you're working on is to give back to the children of Pakistan.
To pay back the
Tell
people.
us something about the educational commitment you're making to the young people of Pakistan, because you've definitely committed already resources to empower the young people of America.
People in America, yes.
What are we doing for the
Now
homeland of Pakistan?
my wife is concentrating basically in America.
Yes.
She still support a lot of religious families, a lot of scholars. She is more interested in supporting scholars, and Daytona Institute is one of them. They started out, we had the very first function when they started Mr. Hamza, Yusuf Hamza. When he got into this business 20, 30 years ago, the first fundraising was done in my house, right here in this port.
And I think you raised about, what, like 140,000?
And almost close to $150,000. I thought the first function he ever had a fundraising dinner anywhere
was right here.
was right here in Orlando.
Orlando, Florida.
And we've been supporting him and the Unity Foundation.
Yes, I remember
in California.
the production, California.
We have supported them. In fact, they have given her 3 or 4 awards to her. They never give me anything. They always give it to her.
Yes.
So we've been supporting a lot of scholars in America.
So let's go to the children
But
of...
now I'm concentrating or emphasizing, not 100%, but my goal is, as I said, my background is, first of all, give them just enough education they can make a living.
Okay.
Getting
Give me a number. Let's take, for example, in America, if I'm an American with a good heart and I want to assist, tell me in dollars, what would it take for me to sponsor a young student in Pakistan, for example?
Well, let's say, for example, start off with nursing student.
A nursing
Nursing.
student.
And they're required all over the world. There's a shortage of America, there's a shortage anywhere in the world. In Pakistan, they need 1.5 million nurses a year.
1.5
million, because there's 230 million people in Pakistan.
Whoa.
Yeah. Or maybe I'm mistaken there. Maybe it's 150, 200. Somewhere it's 150, more than 150 million.
So they're looking to produce over 1 million nurses every year.
So they require 1.5 million nurses a year in Pakistan, all through the Pakistan.
Okay.
And they only produce 45,000 nurses a year.
Whoa. So what's needed is 1 million.
Million and a half.
But they're only able to produce
45,000. So that's one field I have selected.
And what does it cost, for example?
Number one, nurses always can get a job.
Yes, that
She
is
can
true.
always make a living.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Most of the nurses are female.
Yes, that is true.
And female have problem finding jobs in the first place. They stay home, they get abused, they got no education. It's still a custom in Pakistan. Women is a third-class citizen. That's not beat around the bush, but that's what it is. But they can get a job if they are professional.
Yes, sir.
The cheapest way and the best, fastest way, not the fastest and cheapest. The doctor costs the same amount of money. You can sponsor a nurse in Pakistan for $50 a month.
So for $50 a month,
For 48 months,
you can spend $50 a month and pay for a person to go to school to become a nurse.
I'm sponsoring 25 people up there
Okay.
at this point, and at $1,250 a month, And they usually want money up front for the whole
How
year.
much?
1,200. I have 25 students, 25 nurses,
Okay, so
and
for
they're all
20
from all.
So for 25 nurses you sponsor,
Yeah.
it's costing you $50 each person.
Each person at $1,250 a month.
$1,250 a month. Wow, that's beautiful.
And they're all from all over the country.
Okay.
From the frontiers. I looked up the list of the people that we have selected.
Yes, sir.
There are four of them from the frontier. Some of them are from Balochistan, in Punjab, in Sindh, in Karachi. It's a mix of all those people. 25 nurses, and for $1,250 a month. That's $50 a month.
So each nurse is costing $50.
$50 a month,
So if a
4
person
years
wants
course.
to sponsor
It's a 4-year
25 of them. That's amazing.
No, what I do is I don't give away money. It's a micro loan.
Okay.
After they finish nursing training,
Yes, sir.
4 years, so I have given them $600 a month, $600 a year for 4 years, which is $2,400 per student.
Yes, sir.
They get 1 year break. They don't have to pay me back any money for the 5th year.
So they don't have to pay the foundation back, because I want to be clear.
Yeah,
with
me,
the
I'm
people.
sorry, yes.
Right. And
HBC Trust, get Hasina Battla Charitable Trust,
Right.
get the money back 5 years from now.
Okay, and that money
Then
is
they-
used again to...
And they will, hopefully, when I have 24 students, they will all pay it back, and they will start paying me. 24 students would pay me $1,200 a month, so I can sponsor another 24 students, and that will continue on forever.
So as the students you sponsor are successful,
Yes.
they pay back to the foundation. The foundation takes that same money, reinvest it into education, that as you empower each individual, they will give back so others can go forward.
Second project that I'm working on, this is for the student, young people.
Yes.
Now, there are a lot of people in Pakistan and India, we all know that. There are not too many employment, there are not big industries, and I mean General Electric and General Motors and all those things, so they're small. So most of us do small businesses.
Yes, sir.
They buy taxi, motorcycle rickshaw, what you call a vegetable stand.
Okay.
So these are the things, they open small businesses.
Okay.
For roughly $350, you can buy a small business to a person, a grown-up man with no education, no education of any kind. He's just a laborer and wants to do some work, and so he wants to open a small business. But he doesn't have any money. $350 means about 60,000 rupees.
Wow. So 300
in fact, it's almost 80,000 rupees.
is almost 80,000 rupees.
80,000 rupees.
You give a micro loan
Yes.
to an individual who is already in the business or needs to start a business,
Right.
and you invest $350.
And then we don't give him the money again.
Okay.
We ask him what he wants to buy, what he wants to do. Let me give you an example. It's a very successful story.
Okay.
This gentleman, young man about in his 30s, no skills, no education, he's a laborer, day laborer. And he make whatever 10, 15, 5,000, 10,000, 510,000 rupees. Average income in Karachi is about 30,000 rupees, which is $200
A month.
a month.
Wow.
So he makes about 30,000 rupees average. And but he came to us and he said he wants to open a curtain shop. Now how he learned a curtain, but they're really the material. The fact he wants to open a curtain factory. What would it take? I need a machine, I need a few material. So we don't give him the money. Okay, take the money and go buy whatever you want to do with it. Our volunteers go with him and buy him what he needs. Set up a place, rent him a place for him, and set up the business for him. If he's not already in business, we rent him, we find him a place. Now he did that one. He started in April of last year, this year in 2019. And according to the contract that we signed, no payment due in May. We gave him 30 days grace period to get established and all that. On June 1st, he's supposed, April, May, June 1st, he's supposed to pay me 10% of the 40,000 rupees that he borrowed. 4,000 rupees, which he did. Come July 1st, he came up with 36,000 rupees.
Wow.
Paid off the whole thing in 2 months.
He paid off in 2 months back to the foundation.
Yes, sir.
But he was really supposed to pay it off in how long?
Only 10 months.
He had 10 months, but he did it in 2 months.
He made enough money not only paid me off the 40,000 rupees that he borrowed, of course he supported his family.
Yes, sir.
It's an average of 6.6 members in the family.
Wow.
Because I know, I counted them. I told them how many people, 12 families, how many children came to 79 divided by 12, come to 6.6 per family. He supported his family. Now he has 4 or 5 people working for him.
So he actually created jobs.
He created 4 other jobs
Wow.
of 40,000 rupees, which is $250.
So a small investment in people's ability to do something for themselves.
We started out in April with 12 families. At this point, I have 50 families.
From April to now, 50
Yes,
families?
I have 50 families.
And the people that have been given these micro loans to invest, what is the percentage?
100% collection. 100% collection. Now, I would not want to mistell you that everybody has paid for, like they're supposed to pay 4,000 or 5,000 or 6,000 rupees a month. Some of them paid more. There are a lot of those people are paying more than 5,000 or 4,000. Average is 5,000 rupees.
But they paid back the money to the foundation.
Sometimes they get behind.
Not true? That's not
2,000, maybe 1 month. But nobody has missed any payment.
Wow.
100% collection. They may be behind, instead of in 10 months, they say they would have paid 40,000 rupees. They may have paid 20,000 rupees or 30.
But everybody's giving back to
The idea
foundation.
is not to collect the money. The idea is to empower them.
So let's say, for example, I remember we discussed this earlier. When you give the micro loans,
Yeah.
you're giving the educational loans for students to go forward. The micro loans, I remember there was the discussion when people are investing and they pay back.
Yes.
In the event they need to grow their business, they also can come back and get more resources.
They have established their credit.
Yes.
If they have a running business, they need money for inventories and things like that, we'll lend them money for that also. So we not only start new businesses, there are a lot of people who need inventory, they run out of problem, they have some problem, they use up all the inventory to support the family, there may be a sickness or something, an emergency happen, and they get sick. And then we bought a lot of people these motorcycle rickshaws.
Okay.
And again, another example, perfect example, a motorcycle rickshaw in Karachi costs 400 rupees a day to rent. 30 days is 12,000 rupees,
Yes.
right? I gave him 40,000 rupees. I lent him 40,000 rupees to buy this rickshaw. He pays me 4,000 rupees. So his income automatically, without doing anything, went up 8,000 rupees.
Wow.
Because he was paying 12,000 for rent.
Now he pays 4.
Now he owns the rickshaw.
He owns it and he pays 4
And he
back to
paid
the
me 4.
foundation.
So he's making 8,000 rupees more than he was making. Now he was making 30,000 before. Now he's making 38.
Automatically.
His lifestyle went up. Maybe he would send his kids to school because that's what's happening. A lot of these people, that 50 kids people we have, one of the things we require, not only they pay us the money, they will send their kids to school. School education, primary school education in Pakistan is free. You don't have to pay. They're going to get very much good education. That's why they have to go to private school. But whatever, if you don't need anything, free education, no education, some education is no better than no education.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now you're also supporting technical institutions that are giving technical training and vocational training to those that need to be able to take care of themselves and their family. Tell us something about the institution.
Again, with my background, you need enough education, go make a living.
Yes, sir.
That's my background. Go to school, read and write, and add and subtract, you're in business. Now, there are a lot of people who want to go computers. So I have found, we did, my assistant, Mr. Andrew, there, and he and I did some lot of research in Karachi.
Yes, sir.
And we found technical schools that charge 100,000 rupees for a 6-month course.
Now, for the American viewers, how much is $100,000?
About $600.
$600.
Yeah, $600 would be per year. That's what they were charging. So we did a lot of research, and we found this institution called Imam Institute of Industries and Technology.
Okay, Maimon.
MITI.
Okay.
I call it MIT.
MIT.
MIT Karachi. I dropped the I. MITI. But basically, the reason I have selected there, first of all, They were the most best price wise.
Okay.
4,000 rupees, which is $20.
$20.
$20, $25. Yeah.
I want you to hear that.
$25 for a 4-month course.
$25.
Yes.
For a 4-month course.
And I pay him $5 a month. I don't pay him $25. I pay him $6 a month.
Wow.
So they have about 30 or 40 different. So they run anywhere 4,000 rupees a month to 8,000 rupees a month.
Okay.
Which will be about $20 to $30 for a whole course, not for 1 month.
For the course.
For the course, 4 to 6 months. 4 months in class, 2 months on the job training.
Wow.
For a 6-month course, you're talking about $20, $30.
Unbelievable.
And these people, we started in September with 25 students, boys and girls. This year now in January, because they're graduating now in January.
Yes, sir.
As they're graduating, we'll give them basically, as you and I were talking yesterday, teaching somebody giving a fish. I mean, giving a fish, he only eats once a day.
Yes, sir.
You teach him how to fish, now he can go fishing.
Yes.
But the next step is you got to provide them means to go to fishing.
That's the key. Education, then the means.
Means.
Essential.
You got to have means.
Yes, sir.
So we've been interviewing, they're graduating these women. It just happened in January. I don't know, again, my organization in Pakistan that I work with, they've been in business a long time and they have about over 100 employees. And they haven't had a couple of crore rupees budget. I don't know exactly, I don't remember. I have seen their financial statement, their certified and audited financial statement. I have copies of all those. I made sure that these are people are not, there are a lot of charitable organizations in Pakistan which are not honest, but these guys are very honest. My brother works in there with him, and he's a professor at the university, at the business administration. He teaches MBA courses, and his head of the department, Mr. Ishlaq Ahmed, are the two people that control all the money that I send into Pakistan. I just don't send money to people. Somebody need to collect this money. Somebody need to interview these nurses and the students.
So you have a strong, organization on the ground that's overseeing everything.
I started working with them, and basically the deal I have made with them that I will give them the money for my students, and they will not charge me any overhead.
But you will pay for the student.
I will pay for the students. So MITI that we selected, last year, September, we started out with 25. This year, 25 students.
That you're sponsoring right now.
At 1,000 rupees a month. So that was 25,000 rupees per month, which is $2,200 basically.
Wow.
So they're graduating this year. This year we're starting out, in January, we're starting out with 100.
100 students.
100 students. And they cost, like I said, $5 a month. And I'm going to support them for the rest of the year. Now, reason MIT, I think, is the best school. First of all, value-wise, they're the best.
Okay.
The best value. Then I have made a pledge to myself. I'm going to make that one the best technical training center in Karachi.
In the world?
Well, I'm not shooting for world yet. Karachi. Let's do Karachi first. Then will be Pakistan, then the world.
Yes, sir.
We'll worry about that one, the world and all that.
Yes.
Let's shoot for Karachi.
Yes, sir. Make it number one.
Make it number one in Karachi. So we approached them. Other than the 20 providing the 50 students, so they're getting guaranteed money coming from. And Maimans are basically business people.
Yes, sir.
Of the Muslim, Maimans would be the the business community. They own a lot of businesses. There are a lot of factories. So when these people are graduating from this MITI, they're 95% placement rate.
95%?
95%.
Placement rate in the job market.
Yes. They get employed. By the time they finish this MITI course, their Maimans are waiting for them to come and work for them. They find them jobs, because this is the whole organization. World Maiman Institute, WMO, World Maiman Organization, is the one who sponsors this program.
So the foundation that you've established is working in conjunction with
the World Maiman Organization, through GEAR, they're the one approached them. So since my brother and went to see these guys, I asked him to go ask him what it will take to make the best technical training center in Karachi.
Yes, sir.
So what they suggested, right now this costs them 600,000 rupees, which is $4,000 a year, month, to pay the electric bill.
Okay.
For generator, for diesel power. And they are thinking about doing a solar power, which costs about $60,000.
60,000 US dollars.
$60,000
to give the school.
to school, the solar panels, so they can save themselves $600,000, $4,000 a month.
Wow.
So 60,000 will be paid off in 15 months. So I'm sponsoring that program. They also have a couple of other classrooms they want to build, which is another $25,000. So I'm committed to doing that, almost $90,000. I have made a commitment to give them $90,000. I'm going to give them the money again. I'm going to lend them the money for the solar, whatever money they will save, 6,000 rupees a month or $4,000 a month, they will pay me back. And I don't know how, I haven't decided how we're going to handle it, but at least they got my money back.
So the money will be given back to the foundation.
To the foundation.
Right. This is not paying you back.
No, I don't get the money.
Right.
The
This is
foundation,
paying the
Mohammed
foundation
Battla
back.
Charitable Trust,
Right.
get the money, and we'll take this money and make some other school the best school in Karachi.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
How long have you been in America?
I arrived in America December 31st, 1959.
Well, I wasn't even born, for the record.
A lot of people were not 81 years old.
You, in many people's view, first of all, most people don't even know your story. You live in a multi-million-dollar home. You have
Thank God for it.
Thank God, but you have beautiful businesses. You've been very successful. Many people would ask the question, why should we care about the suffering tragedies of other human beings? Like, why should we care? If I'm living the American dream and I'm living in a multi-million-dollar home and I have this beautiful lake in front of me and I have wonderful cars and a beautiful family, my children are successful and I have businesses, why should I even care about the next person's struggle? Why care?
Well, let's put it this way. It's really, when you give money to some poor person, you're not doing him any favor. The hadith is, and in the Quran also, I'm sure you the Imam, but hadith is, and I was just listening to this Mr. Speaker that I listen quite often, Manka, you know him.
Yes.
And he basically said the same thing. When you're giving money to poor people, you're not doing him a favor. He's doing you a favor by accepting your money. He's getting fed, but you're getting a lot more. Is to go to heaven.
So the blessings that one receives.
Blessings that you get, and the fact that we are hardwired. When we help somebody, it makes you feel good. When you're feeling down, when you're sad, you just don't know what's happening to you. I live in a $3.5 million house, I drive the best cars and all that, but I'm still down.
Yes.
Why? Try giving some money to somebody. Just at random. Go find somebody and give him $10.
Just do a good deed. Do something.
Just do something good, even $1. Then you come home and you see how you feel.
So you believe in giving unto others, we give our own selves.
And also, there is another saying, you cannot take your money with you.
Oh, you definitely can't take it with you.
I got a formula for you. You want to take your money with you?
Yes, sir.
That's the money you give away.
So the money you take with you is the money
It's the one that you give.
others.
That's the money shows up in your grave and would be the only thing in your grave would come with you, your good deeds and the money that you spent.
Well, that's for people of faith, but there are people in the world that may want to help you that don't believe in religion.
It don't matter.
Why should people...
That's what the first thing I said.
Right.
Feel good. You're hardwired by God.
Yes.
Let's say I've mentioned Bill Gates, for example.
Yes, sir.
He's the richest man in the world. He has given $50 billion to the poor people.
Billion?
$50 billion. He started out the foundation, the
Bill Gates,
Bill Gates Trust Foundation, $50 million donation. After $50 billion. Wow. The second richest man in the world, Mr.
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett, had donated another $40 billion. So the Gates Foundation is over $150 billion worth. Now these are not Christians. They don't believe in Islam. They don't believe in God saying that you have hardwired to go to, you're going to go to heaven.
But they believe in the goodness of
They believe
humanity.
in the good cause.
In the cause.
In the cause.
Let's focus on right now why people should care and what you want others to do. So that's what I want to talk about now. So when I ask you this question again, I want to know, you being who you are and being successful in business, what is it that you want people to do to help this cause? How can people partner with you? Let's say I want to sponsor 5 or 10 students. Let's say the other people in business and other people in the community want. What is it that people can do to help?
Let's say, for example, nurses, $50 a month.
To
A doctor, one nurse for $50 a month.
For 4 years, correct?
4 years. You can sponsor a doctor in Dow Medical College, any of the government colleges.
So $600 a year, I can sponsor a nurse.
A year you can sponsor one nurse.
And that means for $2,400.
$2,400, that would
have 4 years of education.
And the money would come back to
the foundation,
to
reinvest
and then to reinvest it into the next
person. The objective is that the resource
it's a continuous, it's a forever.
Rotate.
Forever.
Forever.
You can do $60 a month, a doctor.
$60?
$60 a month. $50 for nurses.
And $60 to help somebody become a doctor.
$60 to make a doctor. 4 years in medical school. Because $800 rupees a month.
We may have to tell the Americans go to Pakistan.
800 rupees a month. 800
for medical school.
$800 a year.
For medical school.
For medical school.
And for the vocational technical.
Vocational training school, let's say $6 a month.
$6?
$6 a month.
No, I want to make sure I hear you. A technical student needs $6.
6,000 rupees a month, which is divided by to $4. But so I'm saying, let's say, so let's make it $6.
So that means for a whole year.
For $6 a month, which is $72.
If I gave $50 for the year, I can take care of a
You would graduate one student, one guy.
Wow.
$6 a month.
How do people get in contact with you in the
HBC Trust, www.hbctrust.com.
Okay.
And we have all the how to donate money and all that. Now we will have that's our really website, www.hbctrust.com.
Okay. So people who want more information.
They can go there. They can get hold of our website. There's a lot of information how to, and for $6 a month, and they sponsor one of these empowered people for getting a job.
Yes, sir.
I mean, a business, start a business or refurbish their inventory and all that. That's about 300 and 300.
So long term, what is the ultimate? If you had to summarize, what is the ultimate objective and your mission in financing education and technical institutional ambitions of students and those that are pursuing medical school? If you had to summarize it, what's the objective of this foundation?
I would like to get 100 nurses in the Indus Medical. Now they don't have to send the money to me for Indus Hospital. Indus Hospital is a Friends of Indus are established in America. They are 501c corporation of themselves.
Yes, sir.
Now I have a special arrangement with them. If you send the money directly to Indus Friends of Indus Hospital and say this is for student nurses in Pakistan under HBC Trust, they would take that money and send it to Pakistan for you. So I don't need to, you need to give me the money. You can give directly to Indus. Indus Hospital is well known in Pakistan. Everybody, all Pakistani knows about it. They're doing excellent work. They treat about 300,000 patients a month for free.
300,000 patients?
300,000 patients a month, every month, for free. And they not only they do just little bitty, they do heart transplant, they do cancer treatment, they do all kinds of everything.
Wow.
And they're building another hospital right now. And so, but I'm supporting their this nursing school that they have. They started 3-4 years ago, and they need a lot of help for that one. So I am supporting. So I would like to get 100 students in there. That means $5,000 a month, basically.
So $5,000 a month.
That will support the nurses.
Support 100 nurses.
100 nurses, 20 doctors. I have 4 now.
You have 4 doctors.
I have 25 nurses and 4 doctors.
So your goal is 100 nurses.
100.
And 100 doctors?
20.
20.
20.
So 120 people's education.
120 there, and then I have 50. I started with 12, and I have about 50 now. I'd like to get that into 200.
Wonderful.
So 200 times 300, that's about whatever number is $6,000.
Yes,
$6,000 would get 200. No, I think it's 60,000. Would get you to whatever the number, the decimal is. It doesn't matter.
Well, you take the zero. So 200 times 60.
200 times 200 times 300 would be $66,000.
Yes.
Or 60,000.
You tell me.
Yeah, $60,000 would get 200 people in business. 200 people times 6.6, looking 13,000 people. 1,300 people.
Beautiful.
You're supporting. 6.6% people per family.
Beautiful.
And then I have a student in Aga Khan. Somebody needs to go from high school. We have a student starting in, we have a school in Islamabad, where we take kids from very young age. They're not orphans, but for all practical purposes they are. Their mother and father, they live in a shack, and they have no parents at home. They all go, both of them go to work. They leave their kids roaming around the street, and they do nothing. And then but what we do here, they have 120 students that they come in the morning.
120 students?
120 students.
That you're sponsoring right now?
And they sponsor in Islamabad. They come in the morning. First thing they do, they get a shower, clean up, get their all physically, they get clean and everything. Then they get breakfast. Then they get education. Then they get lunch. And then they get more education, computer and all that. And then they go home and they come on weekend. We teach them how to make cookies and the little things here, so they can go sell and they make a little money, because their parents need money. So on the weekend, they work to support their families also. And these are young kids.
Wow.
This is one program we have going in Islamabad. I'd like to have more of those. And that costs $2,000 a month.
So the Hasina Battla Foundation
is
dedicated to this process of the empowerment of these
And then in Karachi, we have, I would say at this point, I have 50 students in high school.
Okay.
Then that costs about, to go to private school. Government school don't give you much education. So I send them to private school. Costs about 6,000 to 7,000 rupees. If you send to somebody here, but since I have make some arrangements.
So 6,000 to 7,000 rupees is what in US dollars? 4,000 is how much in US dollars?
Divided by 150, about $30.
$30.
$30 would send the kids to high school and to college. $30 to intermediate, so you could go to professional school. Okay.
So I want to thank you for your time, and we'll continue our message.
Inshallah. Okay.